Back again with another video, Bad News Brown. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today I want to speak a little bit about the recent shootings at these past Juneteenth celebrations. It'll get worse before it get better. And, well, it don't surprise me. This tends to happen when you get a lot of us in one area. It's a lot of egos. It's a lot of everything going on, the typical riffraff. So in a nutshell, that's what I gotta say about that. As well as you're gonna get a lot of people pointing fingers, whether rightfully so or not. But you see what happened when you let these ninjas do this, do that. They don't know how to act. So in that respect, this is a black eye on us, because people will use this to try to point out that we don't know how to act, we don't know how to behave. But I really want to cut further, y'all, in this video and touch on our willingness or acceptance of dysfunction. So let me elaborate a little bit, because I was just speaking to one of my young partners not too long ago, and he was telling me how he was at work, or at this work training place or whatever, and he was speaking to this lady, happens to be a white woman, and he was telling her, I guess they was talking about funerals and death, and he was telling her, well, so far this year I've been to 4 funerals. And according to him, she was like, what? Like, that's not normal. She was like, the last funeral I've been to was years ago, and it was my great-grandfather's funeral. And he began to say how she just kept saying that that's not normal for a person. Like, that's not normal to be constantly going to funerals. And none of these people happen to be over 40. None of those people died of natural causes. So me and him came to the conclusion that we basically, life out here in the ghetto is really no different than the life of a soldier. Because for us, every day is like a war. I mean, we can relate to a lot with a soldier, no different than a guy coming back from the Middle East or Nam. As far as they got a lot of dead homies, dead comrades, a lot of dysfunction, a lot of trauma, all of the above. We pretty much got the same issues domestically. And we also came to the conclusion, which is what I'm talking about, as far as us being, how should I put it, or how like I put it, accepting dysfunction. And it comes down to not only that, but just the simplest things. Although I'm speaking particularly about death, but we accept dysfunction all the time, and like it's normal. And that's a problem right there. So if you born in dysfunction, that's all you know, and it's normal, and you don't even realize it's not normal. Especially when the people that come before you is not telling you that. And that's a whole nother thing. I noticed that a lot of parents, they tend to want their children to go through the same ringer as they did. I don't know if they think that, well, I want my child to be like me. Not saying I want them to be better than me. I don't want them to be better than me, but I want them to be like me. So I guess they got to go through the same BS as I went through. Nah, that ain't how that work. That ain't how you do that. I'm talking to anybody out there. So, because you got people out there that do that. Or if it was good enough for me, it's good enough for them. Nah. Hell nah. So, if you ask me, a lot of that is the problem. Which is why, again, we're immune to dysfunction. And another thing I noticed how, and not even just talking about this particular incident, but just how, and of course I know we in the social media era, the information era, everybody got a camera and a phone, so they just posting everything. That's one thing to post a fight, somebody getting knocked out or whatever. It's another thing to post the dead live. I ain't with that. I ain't with that. But again, this is the era we living in, and for all those that's out there that really don't give a damn, just know that your death is going to be broadcasted the same way, however it come. Whether it be your funeral, whether it be again you going in the gurney, the stretcher, however, it's all gonna be plastered all over the TV. It kind of remind me again like the Hunger Games when your photo just pop up on the screen for the world to see. So all that plays hand in hand as far as, again, like I said, the commonness of dysfunction. And again, I can go even deeper about the root causes, but there's really no need to. I think just right there at that junction, if you focus on that junction and untying the dysfunction in your life, you make it help you, you make it save your life. But that's what I take from the recent Juneteenth incidents. Again, like I said, it happens all the time, unfortunately, when we together. And again, this will be used against us like, see? So, and again, take a look at yourself. I really don't know what to say. RIP to those that lost their life across the U.S. And I'm not getting into the details and intricacies of the who or the what, because again, when you got a gang of people, whether it be egos, somebody looked at them the wrong way, somebody said something to my female, somebody was drunk or something, or somebody seen an op and called somebody, or they just seen each other on sight. So it can be a number of reasons why it happened. But it happened, and it always happened, and unfortunately it's going to happen again. But I just really want people to start looking at how we accept dysfunction as normal, and then teach the same garbage to the little ones. And then when you give it to them, you don't even break it down for them to let them know, like, hey, okay, you may see this going on. This is not normal, but it's going on. Even if you just say that. As a kid get older, learn more, and you constantly teaching, the dots gonna connect naturally. But again, if they seeing you doing it and you just doing it, hey, then that's the way it is. And life is gonna teach you otherwise, as it taught us all. But again, I ain't really trying to preach. I ain't even really trying to say stop the violence in that respect, but just pay attention to the dysfunction. And that's pretty much what I gotta say. Bad News Brown breaking this shit down, man. Y'all go ahead and subscribe. Peace.